Hi, welcome to part 3 of this code lab on Jetpack Compose. And in this part, we're going to continue from where we left off in the last part, where we implemented compose destinations. And in the last part, we had the drawer working with compose destinations. However, there is one thing we need to do to fix the issue with the drawer. And so we are going to do a bit of a refactor in order to make sure that it works. So the refactor that we need to do has to do with how the navigation controller has been configured. Now, if we see the main screen, this is the main screen. And in the main screen, we have the nav controller being passed into the constructor and the navigator also being passed into the constructor. And we initialize drawer nav host controller, which is of type nav host controller here, or we declare it. And we're initializing it here. Now, what this does is that if we look at the drawer and we click on that, it opens the contact screen in the context without the scaffold, which is to say it doesn't have the scaffold containing the hamburger menu. So how do we fix this? What we want is for the hamburger menu to be available in the scaffold along with the screen itself. So let's see how we can fix this. So the first thing we need to notice is what are we calling to navigate? So we're calling navigator.navigate. Now, in this case, that's not the ideal way to navigate because we are effectively better off using the Jetpack Compose navigation instead of compose destinations navigation. So what we can do is we initialize the nav host controller, or we initialize drawer nav host controller by calling the remember nav controller function. And we can now get rid of this thing. We'll clean it up later. And we now call the drawer nav host controller.navigate function with the route, which is menu item.route. Now, what this effectively does is it hands control to Jetpack Compose navigation instead of to compose destinations navigation, because we're calling the navigate function of Jetpack Compose. So that's the navigate function or the nav controller function. So let's see how this is going to look. So we can do a clean rebuild, and I'm going to uninstall this app as well, just to be extra cautious. And let's do a rebuild. And let's run that. And now if we check the login and the sign up routes, they work as we expect them to. And if we go to get started, we can see that the contact and the notifications opens with the scaffold, which is to say it opens with the hamburger menu on top, which is what we wanted. So that's it for this part, and we'll continue the Jetpack Compose series in the next part. Thanks for watching.